string handling in Java. It is also important. String handling is important for our automated testing or test automation. Why? In our Selenium test cases, in our automation test cases, most frequently we use string type data. And one more thing, suppose whenever you read data from an application object like edit box, then computer program considers the data as string type data. So string is important for our automation. First, what is string? What is string? Say string. It is technical term, Akila. It is technical term. General term is text. Getting text.
Yes, sir.
Observe remaining data. Suppose character. Character means single character. For example, capital A is character. Or char variable can store it. Or small letter also character. Suppose 7, single letter. Yes, either alphabet or number or special character. All are characters. Suppose asterisk symbol. It is also character. But we use single quote. Character enclosed with single quote. That is the syntax, Java programming syntax. But that single quote won't be participated in operations. That is only syntax, single quote. This is character. Suppose number. Okay, for storing number, we have 4 data types: byte, short, int, and long. All are numbers only, size different. Suppose 1 is number, 1000 is number. Suppose 9 crore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 crore is number. Suppose 100 crore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 100 crore also number. These are numbers. For storing these, we use for this one, we use char. For storing numbers, we have byte, depends on the size. Here data type same, size different. Int and long. Next, one more thing we discussed. If it is small value or medium value or lengthy value, try to use int. 95 to 99%. You can use int. Nowadays, memory doesn't matter. Suppose if int is not sufficient for storing any number, then go for long. Next, number with decimal places. Floating point values. This is called floating point numbers. For storing floating points numbers, Saurav, we have 2 data types in Java. Size different, but type is same. Float, next double. Suppose 1.1 or 0 Suppose 123.456. Suppose lengthy one. It is also floating point value. Next, logical value. Logical value we store using Boolean. Boolean. For example, true is a logical value. False is logical value. Next, suppose for storing string. String is technical term. General term, English term is text. And one more thing, string is not primitive data type. It is non-primitive data type. S capital. It is predefined class. Here string. String. What is string? String is a sequence of characters written in double quotes. Sequence of characters, but multiple characters not mandatory, Akila. Multiple characters not mandatory. Even single character in double quotes also string. Getting? String syntax. Suppose string, next variable name, string name, string name or variable name, name of the string equals to within double quotes value, semicolon. Next, string example. Suppose string my country. My country is string name, variable name. You can use any meaningful names for variables. Suppose India, just a minute. String. Here string is predefined identifier. My country is user defined identifier. India is value. Next, one important point. See, note. String may contain alphabets, uppercase or lowercase, both, numbers and special characters. Okay. Example. Say I'm not writing complete syntax. Only string value. Suppose I'm writing only string value, not complete syntax. Suppose India. It is string. Next, just a minute. 1, 1. It is number. Next, single quote 1. It is character. Next, double quotes 1, Akila. Double quotes 1. It is Saurav. It is
String.
string. String. Suppose true. It is
Boolean.
Boolean. Suppose true. This is
String.
string. String. Suppose India. India. Next, India 1, 2, 3. String. Suppose only special characters. String. Only numbers. String. Alphanumeric. String. Alphanumeric and special characters. String. Next, suppose single letter. String. Single letter. Just a minute. Single letter string. Next, single word string. Next, multiple words. Suppose automated testing using selenium. It is also string. It is also string. Next, in real-time usage, observe the real-time usage, Akila, real-time usage, where we use in software operations, where we use string type data. Suppose for storing names, for example, customer name or visitor name, etc. For storing names. Any other identify for storing names? Suppose vehicle numbers. Vehicle number also. See, it is English terminology number. What is your vehicle number? English terminology number, but it is not pure number now. Suppose if I want to store EAP 14 M2045. Suppose I want to store this vehicle number. For this number, integer is not sufficient. Character is not sufficient. Boolean is not sufficient. It can be stored using string only, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
Address also.
Yes, address also string. Address also text, na? Text, na? See,
Yes, sir.
Where I used string. Text. Address also text. Suppose your house number, flat number, street name, comma, colony name, comma, city, all are strings only. Okay. Next, operations on strings. Operations on strings. See, in the string handling chapter, I will introduce two important operations on strings. In another chapter, that is built-in methods of Java chapter, we will discuss all important methods or operations on strings. Nearly we have 10 to 11 important operations on strings. We will discuss those operations. Methods, predefined or built-in methods in Java chapter. In that chapter, we will discuss string methods, operations on strings, array methods, operations on arrays, number methods, operations on numbers, character methods, operations on characters. But in this string handling chapter, I will introduce two important operations on strings. First operation, concatenation. Concatenation of strings. Concatenation of strings. Another one, comparison of strings. Comparison is more important than concatenation. Okay, concatenation of strings. Now observe, string plus string. String plus string equals to string. String. Next, string plus number equals to Saurav. String plus a number equals to
String.
string only. String only. Next here exception is see. Actually that is not our area. Number plus number. Number plus number equals to number. Number. Okay. Next example. Say using concat method or using plus operator, we can concat two strings. We can concat two strings. Just a minute. Oh, just a minute. First, remove this one. Declare a string variable, two strings. String str1 equals to selenium semicolon str string. Next, string str2 equals to testing. If you concat these two strings, it will concat as the selenium testing without space. If you want space of, if you want space between selenium and testing, use one white space after first string or before second string. Both are same. Next, string concatenation. String concatenation using plus operator. Plus operator. See. System.out.println str1. str1 is string. String is object in Java. Dot type C, select concat. Where is it? Concat. Concat another string str2. What is the output? Expect the output. Saurabh, what is the output? 10th statement, 10th line.
Selenium testing.
Selenium testing.
But sir, this one is using method of
just a minute. Oh, plus operator, na? Suppose string1 plus str2. White space not required, not mandatory. Run the program. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Not only variables, you can use direct values also. Direct values also. Suppose any strings, Java plus programming. Java plus programming. It will return Java programming. Run the code, Java programming. Next, using concat method. Concat method. Don't use single quotes for concat. Concat. String1 dot concat string2. Next, here also Java dot concat programming. Why it is showing error? What is this? Concat off. Concat off. I think one more parenthesis. Okay, na? Run the program. Error. Where is the error?
So line 14.
Line 14. String1 concat string2. One more parenthesis. Run the program. Observe. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Next, just a minute. Suppose system.out.println. One more blank line. Next, suppose observe system.out.println selenium plus 1 plus 1. Selenium plus 1 plus 1. Next, one plus selenium. Selenium. Now tell me, Saurav Ghosh, what is the output of 17th statement?
Selenium 11.
Good. Selenium 11. How Java program evaluates expressions? First it
From
takes
left to right.
left to right. First it takes two values. Selenium 1. Selenium is string, 1 is number. String plus number, string. Selenium 1. Selenium 1 is string. Next, selenium 1 plus 1. Selenium 1 1. It is also string. Selenium 1 1. Now tell me, Akila, second one, 18th statement output.
Sir, I don't know how it will interpret.
First it evaluates first two values na. First two values. One is number,
Yes.
another second one also number. 1 plus 1, 2. Next 2 plus selenium. 2 plus selenium. Selenium is string na. 2 selenium. Isn't it? Any problem? Confirm, Akila, raise query.
The first one, what did you say? Left to right?
Left to right. First it takes first two values. Selenium plus 1. Selenium is string, 1 is number. What is the output? Selenium 1. Next it adds third one. Selenium 1 is string, 1 is number. Output string only. Selenium 1 plus 1. What is the output?
Selenium 1 1.
Selenium 1 1. Just a minute. Just a minute. Simple. Suppose this is the total expression. First it takes first two, left to right. First two. What is the output of this one? Selenium 1.
1.
Selenium 1. Next, it adds second one. Now selenium 1 is 1 bit, means 1 unit. Another one 1. This time selenium 2 na. Sorry, selenium 1 1 na. 1
Yes,
1.
sir.
It adds that one. Suppose another expression. 1 plus selenium. 1 plus 1 plus selenium. Evaluation from left to right. First it adds, first it evaluates these two. What is the output of this one? 2.
This one is 2
2.
plus selenium.
Next, 2 plus selenium. 2 plus selenium. What is the output? String only na? 2 selenium.
Yes.
2 selenium. 2 selenium is string. Okay, within
Yes,
the text, we have number, but that is string only. It won't be participated in mathematical calculations, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Run the program. Run the program. Observe Selenium testing Java programming using plus operator. Next, Selenium testing Java programming using concat method. Next, Selenium 1 2 Selenium. 2 Selenium. This is about string concatenation. String concatenation. Next important operation. We will discuss this one. Next, remaining we will discuss in Java methods chapter, built-in methods chapter. Right, to avoid the disturbance. Second one, string comparison. String comparison. String comparison. In computer programming, say I am discussing about comparison. In computer programming, we have two types of comparisons. Two types of comparisons. Observe this point. In computer programming, we have two types of comparison. One is two-way comparison. Next, another is three-way comparison. Observe here, important one. we have result criteria. In two-way comparison, result true or false. True or false. Next, in three-way comparison, zero. Next, greater than zero. Value depends on the compiler. Greater than zero. Next, less than zero. Less than zero. Otherwise, you can say zero. Next, positive value. Next, negative value. Negative value. Next, result criteria. See, result criteria. Result criteria for two-way comparison. Result criteria for two-way comparison. If string 1 equals to string 2, then true. Next, if string 1 not equals to exclamation equals to, then false. Observe Saurabh, difference between two-way comparison and three-way comparison. Say both are logical. Both are logical, not exact value. Suppose arithmetic operators return exact value. But here, both are logical. Two-way comparison is a logical result. Three-way comparison also logical result. Three-way comparison improves some clarity, improves the clarity of result. That's it. But three-way comparison also not exact one. That is also logical. But it is better than two-way comparison. How? Suppose if I ask, do you have 100 in two-way comparison? Yes. Yes means true. No. No means false. Suppose in three-way comparison, improving some clarity. Do you have 100? Yes. Yes means 0. Here, three-way comparison. Do you have 100? I have more than 100. Greater than 0. I have less than 100. Means I don't have 100, but I have 99. So it increases some clarity. That's it. Suppose result criteria for three-way comparison. Three-way comparison. String 1 equals to string 2. Next, string 1 greater than string 2. String 1 greater than string 2. Next, string 1 less than string 2. Now identify the results, Akila. If string 1 equals to string 2, then in three-way comparison, 0. Output is 0. Next, if string 1 greater than string 2, greater than 0 or positive value. Positive value. That value depends on the compiler. Positive value or greater than 0. Next, string 1 less than string 2. Negative value.
Less than 0.
Negative value. or less than 0. Less than 0. Okay. Next, observe. Comparing, put mute for some time. Akila, your system making noise. Comparing two numbers, two mathematical numbers. Comparing two numbers based on their values. Based on their values. Suppose 3 greater than 2. 3 greater than 2. Suppose in two-way comparison, Akila, what is the output of this one? 3 greater than 2. 3 greater than 2.
True. True means
False, no? Oh, sorry.
No, sir. It's 2.
true, sir.
True. Yes. True. 3 greater than 2. True. For example, this one. Chennai greater than Bangalore. Both are strings. Now tell me, Akila, Chennai greater than Bangalore. Is it true or false? Suppose 3 2 numbers now you can easily guess.
False, sir.
Pardon?
False.
False. Chennai greater than Bangalore. True. How computer program can compares two strings? Forget about the string length. Forget about string length.
Okay.
Computer program compares two strings based on ASCII values. First, it takes first two letters from both the strings. Suppose first letter in first string capital C. First, put mute Akila. First letter in first Saurav Ghosh system is not making any noise. But your system is making noise. Try to avoid that noise at least by tomorrow. Capital C ASCII value is bigger than capital B. Then it declares first string is bigger. Observe how computer program compares two strings based on ASCII values. Here length doesn't matter. Here length, string length, Bangalore is lengthy value, but string length doesn't matter. Based on ASCII values. First it takes first letters from both the strings and compares. Suppose first letter in first string is bigger, ASCII value is bigger, then it declares first string is bigger. It doesn't validate second and other strings, other letters. Suppose first letter in both the strings is same, then it will evaluate second letter. Next, third letter. Suppose all letters in both the strings are same, then it declare equal. That is in three-way comparison. Okay. Here Chennai, capital C ASCII value is bigger than capital B. That's why it is true. Suppose this time, observe, this time result is false. Why? Small letter ASCII value is bigger. So now Chennai greater than Bangalore, that expression is false. Observe. General point, it is computer programming point. ANSI character codes. See, these ANSI character codes not only for Java, for all computer programming languages. These are same for every programming language. Now tell me, Akila, what is ANSI? ANSI? ANSI stands for American National Standards Institution. ANSI character codes. In pronunciation, we use ASCII values. Here, remember ASCII values. These values are same for every programming language. I think Saurav Ghosh can answer this one. A to Z. For A to Z, what is the ASCII range? Saurav Ghosh.
No, sir. I didn't remember.
Okay, cool. 65 to 90. Next, small a to small z. ASCII range 97 to 122. 122. Next, for 1 to 9, numbers also ASCII range is there. 0 to 9. 0 to 9, I think 48 to 57. Now observe capital C in Chennai. Capital C ASCII value is 67. Earlier, capital B ASCII value 66. Now, small b ASCII value 98. So 98 is bigger now. Okay. Here you can ask one more question, Akila. Suppose for alphabets, ASCII values, okay. Special characters also having ASCII values. But why ASCII values for numbers? Actually, for numbers are direct values. Why ASCII values for numbers? Suppose if it is 1, for this one ASCII value not required. Suppose if it is 1, for comparing this one, ASCII value required na? This one is string
Yes.
na?
Yes, sir.
For comparing this one, we can't consider that one as mathematical value. So
Yes.
we need to consider that one as string. For that value is 49. Okay. Raise query, Saurav Ghosh. Raise query.
No queries are good.
Okay. String comparison. Example. Put mute Akila for some time. If you want to ask any query, then you can unmute it. Observe. Suppose string str1 equals to selenium, semicolon. Next, str2, str3, str4. Suppose second one, selenium. Next, third one, again capital letters. Suppose, forget about length. String comparison. Oh, comment symbol. string comparison using don't use single quote for operator. For highlighting this word this symbol I am using equals to operator equals to operator supports two-way comparison system.out.println. Suppose str1 equals to str2 Saurav. Next str1 equals to str3. Evaluate the 12th line, Saurav. What is the output of 12th line?
False.
Why? String 1 is capital letters, string 2 is small letters. Forget about which one is greater. Here two-way comparison, true or false. Next, string 1 equals to string 3. String 1 true. Next, string comparison using don't use single quotes. String comparison using equals method. It is method symbol equals method. Equals method also supports two-way comparison of two strings. Avoid the disturbance. Okay. Saurav, you also put mute for some time. Some wind sound coming. System.out.println. str1 dot equals, type E equals str2. What is the output of this one? Equals method also supports two-way comparison. It is, I think, false. Next, suppose str3 Akila, str3.
True, sir.
True. Next, string comparison. Using compare to T capital. Compare to method. Method names are identifiers, but it is predefined identifier. Compare to, as like main method. Main also predefined using compare to method. Compare to method supports three-way comparison. See, system.out.println str1 dot type C, select compare to, suppose str3. Observe Akila, str1, str3 in three-way comparison. What is the output?
0, sir.
0. Yes, 0. Next, str1, suppose str1, str2. str2. Observe in 21st line, first string left side, first string is bigger, second string is bigger. str2 is bigger, second string is bigger. Means string 1 less than string 2. Then what is the output? Negative value, na?
Less than 0.
Less than 0. Next, suppose string 4, string 2. Forget about length. String 2 is bigger, but here length doesn't matter. String 4 started with small letter z. Z has a value 122. So it is bigger. First string is bigger. Here first string 4. First string greater than second string. So greater than 0. Greater than 0. Just a minute. System.out.println blank line. Run the program. Total 7 outputs in this program. Observe false true using equals to operator. False true using equals operator. Next 0 less than 0 or negative value, greater than 0 or positive value. That value depends on the compiler. Okay, na Saurav, or any query?
No, okay, sir.
And one more thing, Saurav, in future we will discuss that one. Here comparison result criteria we discussed na. Result criteria where we discussed result.
Little up.
Suppose result criteria for two-way comparison of strings. Two-way comparison of strings. Two-way comparison of numbers also same. Two-way comparison of numbers also same. Next, three-way comparison of strings. 0 greater than 0 less than 0. Here for numbers, in future we will compare numbers also. In three-way comparison of numbers, slight difference. Here number one, just a minute. Number 1 equals to number 2, then 0. Next, number 1 equals to number 2, then positive value greater than 0, but that value is fixed 1. It is not number 1. Constant, built-in constant. This value is called built-in constant. Next, number 1 less than number 2. Then negative value less than 0, but we have fixed value -1. Okay, Nakila, any query? For two-way comparison, no variation between string comparison and number comparison. But for three-way comparison, difference is there. Now tell me, Akila, result criteria for three-way comparison of numbers. If number 1 equals to number 2, then
number 1 equals to number 2 or?
Yes, if number 1 equals to number 2, then what is the result? You tell me, Saurabh.
I don't understand.
Already we discussed now. If number 1 equals to number 2, what is the result? 0 na? Observe selected one.
Okay.
0.
Okay, sir.
0. Next, continue. If number 1 equals to number 2, then 0. Next, number 1 greater than number 2, then?
-1.
Number 1 greater than number 2. Number 1 greater than number 2. Plus 1. Plus 1 or 1. Next, number 1 less than number 2. -1. Okay. This is about comparing two numbers in three-way comparison. Okay. Now I am closing the today's session. Tomorrow we'll continue with the arrays. Now tell me, Saurabh, any queries regarding this today's class?
No, sir. Good. Thank you.
Welcome. Akila, any queries regarding this today's class?
No, sir.
Okay. Welcome. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.